The ocean was calm when they tried to erase me. White chairs sank into sand, silk dresses fluttered, champagne sweated in my hand as if it knew what was coming. My daughter stood barefoot beneath an arch of orchids, glowing, smiling, until she leaned close enough for me to smell her perfume and said it, soft as a threat, wrapped in love. 50,000 for this luxury, she whispered, eyes fixed on the horizon, or enjoy solitude in an old age home. Her fiancé didn't whisper, he smirked, the kind of smile men wear when they think the ground belongs to them. This wedding isn't cheap, he said. Either you contribute or vanish forever. I blinked, sipped champagne, smiled. You forgot one thing, I whispered back, their faces drained before the music stopped. I wasn't always the inconvenience they tried to auction off. I remember when my daughter used to fall asleep on my chest, counting my breaths like waves. I remember when she introduced him, sunburned grin, firm handshake, calling me sir like it meant respect. He asked about my work. He listened. He laughed at the right moments. I thought he loved her. I thought he understood what it cost to raise someone with your whole life pressed into their bones. Trust is built quietly. So is betrayal. It arrived as changes first, a delay in replies, a kite smile when money came up. My calls routed to voicemail. He started saying we when he meant I. She started saying later when she meant never. The proof didn't shout, it whispered. A forwarded invoice with my name misspelled, a group chat I wasn't supposed to see, his father's firm, shell companies, a familiar logo tucked behind a new one, the same accounting tricks I'd dismantled for 3 decades, only sloppier. I didn't cry, I didn't confront, I archived. You don't swing at shadows, you turn on the lights. I planned the way I always had, calmly, legally, thoroughly. First, I pulled the trusts, the ones set up when my daughter was born, layered and patient, meant to protect, not spoil. I read the clauses like scripture. There it was. Discretion, revocation upon coercion. I documented everything, timestamps, messages, witnesses. Second, I called old friends, not favors, facts. An auditor who owed me nothing, a lawyer who liked clean lines, a banker who remembered what integrity looked like. We traced the money backward, then sideways, then down. Third, I let them believe I was weak. I showed up quiet, paid small things, apologized for being behind. I nodded when they talked about venues and menus and yachts like they'd invented the ocean. I let the fiancé handle numbers. He thought he was steering. He didn't realize the map had changed. By the time the invitations went out, the net was already drawn. Back on the beach, the officiant cleared his throat. A gull screamed. The fiancé leaned in again, confident. So, he said, decision time. I set my glass down. The band paused, confused. I smiled at my daughter, then at him. You forgot one thing, I repeated. I built the ladder you're standing on. I nodded to the edge of the aisle. 2 men stepped forward. Not security, accountants, calm eyes, clipboards like quiet weapons. Ladies and gentlemen, one said, voice carrying, we've identified material misrepresentation tied to this event's funding. Murmurs rippled, phones lifted. The fiancé laughed, too loud. This is a joke. The lawyer joined us, folding papers open like a magician revealing empty hands. Your father's firm, she said to him, has been using diverted funds routed through shell entities you control. The trust you attempted to coerce is now revoked. The venue deposit, frozen. The caterer, unpaid. The yacht, repossessed. My daughter stared at me. For the first time, really looked. Dad, I held up a finger. You chose leverage over love, I said quietly. I chose receipts. His smirk collapsed, sweat broke. His father's face, somewhere in the crowd, went gray. The police didn't rush. They never do when the paperwork is airtight. They arrived politely. Questions were asked, names were written down. The officiant stepped aside. Chaos didn't explode, it unraveled. They took him first. My daughter sank into a chair, hands shaking. The ocean kept breathing. I sat beside her, not touching. Space can be a kindness. I didn't think you'd actually, she started. I know, I said. That's why it worked. She cried then, not loud, not pretty, the kind that scrapes. I let it happen. Consequences deserve witnesses. When it was over, when the chairs were half empty and the orchids wilted in the heat, she looked at me like a child again, lost, scared, smaller. I thought I had to choose, she said. You did, I replied, and so did I. That night I walked the beach alone. The moon silvered the water. The wind cleaned the day from my skin. Revenge isn't rage, it's clarity. I didn't ruin a wedding, I ended a lie. I didn't abandon my daughter, I refused to be extorted by her fear. I didn't vanish, I stood exactly where I'd always been, strong, silent, prepared. They thought age made me disposable.